Hey guys, welcome. I'm Sarah and this is my humble home gym. So let's talk quickly about what you might want for your home gym, especially if you are a beginner and planning to do some of my strength training classes for beginners. Here we go. Let me just give you a quick tour. Super humble gym here. I have bought this floor for myself that I got on Amazon. So as you can see, my husband and I have some pretty heavy weights that we use here in our house. So this is just to protect our hardwood floors. And if you're just getting started on your journey, I wouldn't recommend investing in anything like this. A yoga mat will do just fine for you. All right. So the main thing that you need if you're going to do strength training are some weights. And you can see here that we have got quite a selection of kettlebells. We've got some dumbbells over here. So what would you need if you're just getting started? All right, so I've written it all out in real plain English here. So if you're just getting started, this is the beginner set of weights that I would recommend, all right? So you only need one of each. I recommend getting kettlebells instead of dumbbells just because they're a little more versatile. I recommend getting a 5, an 8, a 12, a 15, and a 20, all right? And you can always add on to that as you grow in your practice and as you grow in your strength. That's a great way to start. And I've had some people say to me, well, I've got some 2-pound weights, 3-pound weights at the house. And, here's my response to that. You carry grocery bags that are heavier than that probably. So start with the 5-pound and trust that that is going to be, that you have sufficient strength to at least pick up a 5-pound weight. If you can carry groceries in from the house, a 12-pack of sparkling LaCroix waters, something that we're addicted here to in our house. If you carry a small pet, all right, if you do gardening, if you are an active person, even if you're not doing regular exercise, but you're actively working and moving in the world, I think you're going to be okay to start with the 5 pounds and work your way up pretty quickly, you will probably find. So in addition to the weights, then the other thing I suggest is a foam roller, and I'll show you one, a mobility ball, and some form of step. So quickly, what does that look like? My foam roller is this that I got on Amazon. It's pretty firm, so if you've never used one before, start with a softer one, and then you, again, just like with the weights, you can work your way up to a firmer device. We will be using this to roll and prepare all kinds of body parts for our workouts as a general way to improve mobility. Mobility ball, just a more targeted device than the foam roller. And again, this one that I have is kind of like a lacrosse ball. And in fact, you can use a lacrosse ball. You may, again, want to start with something a little softer, something closer to a tennis ball. If you've got one of those laying around, that's great. But yeah, invest in a couple of these. They're cheap, and it's just a lovely way to impact your soft tissue, mobilize your joints, especially when you're cold. And they're also really good to have laying around if you're sore or tight, either say from a workout or from sitting all day. Okay, so again, Amazon, Walmart, your local sporting goods store, all those places will have these. The last thing, all right, the step. So you see behind me, this is a CrossFit box, and it can do 16 inches on one side, 18 inches on the other side. If you're just getting started, I would recommend something smaller than this. And in fact, you can get steps that are, just a couple inches off the ground. You can get some that have legs on them so that you can add height, lower height. So get something that's low to the ground for beginners, but that you could modify if you want to start to raise it up as you go along your journey. And yeah, so that's all you need. A mobility ball, foam roller, some kind of small step, and about 5 weights, starting with a 5-pounder going on up. And that will be more than enough to start building strength in a really good solid way. And then as you progress, you add on. All right. If you have questions, please leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer them. All right. Thanks.